With all the Olympic fever going around, I wanted to revisit a couple of favorite segments about the Helms Bakery and the Helms Bakery trucks. If you can remember the whistle, you'll love watching this. But first, I love that whistle. Let's get going. So I came across this slogan on this building, daily at your door. So what is it? Amazon Prime? FedEx? Well, those of us of a certain age in Southern California, it means this sound. And the Helms Bakery man and truck was pulling down our street. Time for jelly donuts and some bread for Mom. So let's check out the story of the Helms Bakery here in Culver City. The Helms Bakery story starts with New York baker Paul Helms, who moved to Southern California for health reasons and started construction of the iconic Helms building between Washington and Venice Boulevard in Culver City in 1930. He opened the business in 1931 with 32 employees and 11 delivery trucks. The very next year, he was lucky enough to become the official bread of the 1932 Los Angeles Olympics, and the business took off as drivers, trucks, and home delivery routes were added that eventually stretched from as far away as Fresno to San Bernardino and south to Orange County. Never sold in retail stores, the sound of the Helms truck whistle still conjures up memories of donuts, sugary treats, and other delights for a generation of Southern Californians, much as the Good Humor truck did for ice cream. The dozens of loaves of breads in the center drawer were still hot from the bakery ovens. But donuts, cookies, and bread aren't the only legacy Paul Helms left us. So the trucks are a whole story unto themselves. This is a fountain by Andrew Cohen Gehring down here at the Helms building. But we'll show you the history of what some of the various trucks looked like and how many generations had their own favorite version of the Helms coach or truck coming down their street with fresh baked goods every day. Those trucks and coaches have also become desirable collector's items. In 1937, a very modern snub-nosed coach based on the Chrysler Airflow design was introduced and manufactured by Divco in Detroit, and it became synonymous with the Helms branding. So much so that when the coach was discontinued by the manufacturer, Helms bought the chassis and had the coach bodies made by local California craftsmen. But for many of us, it was the later Helms truck, the Chevy panel truck, that we're familiar with. David Shelby, Critical Car Care out in Lancaster. And David, tell me about this truck. How did you find it?
I just found it on the side and I seen it, and I just had to buy it.
You had to have a donut.
Yeah. So I bought it and restored it, and this is where I'm at today.
These trucks and coaches conjure up simpler times. Supermarket competition and the high cost of truck delivery door to door took its toll, and the bakery closed in 1969. So the bread, the donuts, the truck, and even the whistle aren't here anymore. But one of the biggest legacies of Paul Helms still is. Thanks to the far-sighted vision of the Marx family, the building was purchased in the early 1970s and was transformed into what we see today. The Helms Art Deco brilliant building in all of its glory, full of innovative design, retail, and media companies. A great success story of adaptive reuse of a historic structure that we hope we see more and more. Norm Haley.
Yes.
As I live and breathe.
Yes, it is.
Hi, Pat. My neighbor, Norm Haley, happens to have a Helms Bakery truck. Tell me your memory about the Helms truck.
Back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, most families could only afford one car. And there was this huge business of home delivery. And they brought diapers around, they brought groceries around, milk, eggs. When the Helms man would come around, they would blow a whistle.
Right.
And the whistle...
Oh man, that makes me salivate.
Helms man was really, really smart.
Yeah.
he would always have a broken cookie or a broken donut. So I never.
First one's free, as they say.
That's right. I never went away empty-handed.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
What neighborhood did you grow up in?
Right over on Harding Avenue.
We've recently been through the fires. Norm, incredibly, at my house here on our street, survived. But Norm is he finds these autos. I mean, how many do you have, if I can ask?
That run or total? I've got 40.
40.
Yeah.
How many to run?
20.
20. Wow. Now, one question. It's red. Why is it red?
It should be yellow with blue.
Right, yellow with blue.
And
any of you Southern Californians know that the truck, now the vintage of my truck wasn't this truck. It was the panel truck.
Panel truck.
Chevy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Same whistle, though.
Yes.
Same sound.
I also have one of those trucks and all the stuff to put it together.
Got one of those, too.
I'm getting a little bit old to maybe put it together, but I'm going to try.
That's okay.
But in that case, they didn't have the whistle mounted to the truck.
Okay.
The guy carried it in his pocket.
Whoa. Oh, my gosh. I love that sound. That sound, I mean, it really is a memory of, for me, Corey Del Mar, you right here in Altadena, of, you hear that whistle? You grab a quarter, grab a dime. For me, it was a jelly donut.
Right.
For you, it was a broken, poor, pathetic half a cookie.
But it was good.
So sad.
It was good. No, it was good. It wasn't sad. It was all good.
You know what? That makes me need to...
Look at this.
It's a whole donut. We're giving Norm his first whole donut from Helms truck.
Okay.
You grab that one. He grabbed the one I wanted.
Well, here.
Too late. Best of California. Talk to you soon. Thanks, Norm Haley.
This is the diet donut. He's assured me.
I'm Pat Pattison, and I love California.